much for being here this evening. This is our first City Hall in the park, and we always kind of start out here at Discovery Park. So let me go through what we always talk about, and that is, as most of you know, I kind of do all the talking, but I want to do some introductions and then brief everybody on what's been happening, and then we'll break off into groups, and you can, our senior management is here. You can talk with them one-on-one. Let me just acknowledge our Council President, Donna Clary's here. Council Member Valerie Nicholas from Ward 1. Council Member Fred Smalls from Ward 2, which this is Ward 2 now. For those who may have forgotten, we split off from Ward 1 into Ward 2. So Fred is in Ward 2 as well as Donna. And if you have complaints, they don't get it solved, you can see Valerie. Our City Administrator is Christy Mills. The Executive Assistant to the Mayor Keeps Me Straight is Luann Crook. The Director of Budget and Personnel Services, Michelle Saylor. The bills will be coming out in the next couple of months. She's the one you're going to talk to on your tax bill. The Director of Park and Recs, Mike Lotsky. Our Director of Community Planning and Business Services, Carl Brendel. The Director of Public Works, Paul McCullum. The representative for the police department representing Chief McLaughlin, Pat Bray, Lieutenant Pat Bray. The Director of Information Technology couldn't be with us, so we have Brian Lau from Information Technology. Brian's taking some photos. And the Clerk to the City Council, Kim Rao. Can we give them all a round of applause? They do a great job. To remind everybody what City Hall in the Park is all about, this is our 4th season holding City Hall in the Park. The program starts in April and runs until September of each year. We try to hold it in a different park each month. In this month of June, we will not have a City Hall in the Park because of conferences and other things that the council and the staff have to deal with. City Hall in the Park, this opportunity brings government out to the neighborhoods, brings it out to your neighborhood in particular. It allows you to have one-on-one conversations with your council members. It allows you to have better access to the senior staff that are here. And also there are issues that you're dealing with that gives them the opportunity to see what you're dealing with as well. We want to, as I said, as we move forward, as we break off, that is your opportunity to talk to these people and to get information and to make sure that they understand the different things that you're dealing with in the community. Now, I've got a little public safety message we added. Pat, or the Corporal, or you, Corporal Pat Henson is going to give you a little talk. We're changing some things around. We're trying to get different messages out, and we thought it was important to talk just a little bit about personal safety, and the Corporal's going to talk to you about that.
How's everybody doing tonight? I am Corporal Henson with the Laurel Police Department. I'll speak to you really briefly on a few things. As you see it, warm weather's coming around, and when that happens, people start moving around a lot more, people come outside, and sometimes crimes tend to just increase. It tends to sometimes. What I say to you is don't make yourself an easy victim. Protect yourself as well as your belongings. The easy way to do that is don't leave valuables like in clear view, in plain view on your seats in your vehicles. You know, a lot of times we got these cell phones. I've got one. They're $500–600 a pop. People want to get them because they can get a couple dollars for them. They'll sell it for $20. So don't leave that. GPSs, things like that. Don't leave your cars running. And then there's the personal safety also. Sometimes comes around, people tend to want to get out and jog and walk. Just be cognizant of your surroundings. You know, it's pretty simple. You know, you got your ear things in and you're running. Just watch people, and if something tends to be a little strange and looks suspicious, maybe because it is. If something's going on, feel free. Pick up the phone, call local authorities, and we're more than happy to respond. Does anybody have any questions on anything? No? Well, I'm glad there's no show of hands. So again, just, you know, yes.
Questions in regards to the police department?
No, just like safety or anything like that, you know, issues like that.
Oh, because I live on Oxford Drive, and I know sometimes Oxford Drive, there's a lot of people speeding up and down. You guys did a great job by staying in the Chapel Cove area and catching people who are speeding, but now it's like less officers,
Right.
more people speeding now that no one's there. So I don't know if there's like if we could put a speed. How can we go about getting like a speed hump in the Oxford Drive area?
Here's what we're going to do on that.
That's when we break up. Got you.
on the
All
one-on-one on
right,
that.
sorry about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Questions like that, yeah, I'll answer those questions.
All right, no problem. Thanks, man.
Again, it's just personal safety, protecting your belongings, your doors. When you leave your doors, make sure your doors are locked in your houses, and you have a little Charlie bar. Make sure those are on. It's just safety and security for your neighbors. Be on the lookout. Best thing you can have is watching your neighbors. Something happens, something looks suspicious, a neighbor goes on vacation, see somebody that just looks like they shouldn't be there, just give us a call. We're more than happy to come out and investigate. Okay, again, I'm Corporal Hinch of the Laurel Police Department, telling you if anything goes on, feel free to give us a call.
Thank you, Corporal. I demoted him a minute ago, and I realized he's captain, not lieutenant. I forgot. Sorry about that, Pat. But Captain Bray has some information that he wants to provide about the community here. So, Pat.
Good evening, everyone. Like the mayor said, my name is Captain Patrick Bray. I work with the Investigations Division in the police department. I usually don't wear the uniform, but I put it on tonight. One of the things I did is I broke down the crime stats, and if we're saying crime stats to you, obviously they're pretty good. Total violent crime for the city is down 34% from the same time last year, which is very impressive. Property crime is also down 11%. Total crime is down 15%, but our arrests are actually up 9%. You brought up about the speeding with less. There's actually more officers on the road than there has ever been for Laurel. Also, DUI arrests are up 6%. So our calls for service are going up. We have more officers on the street, but we're making more arrests, and crime is going down as a result of having the officers. I also just pulled statistics for this side of the city, the south side of the city, which I'd say is from Gorman Avenue South. We had, since January 25th to today's date, we've had 15 burglaries, which is definitely down from the same time last year, like I said earlier. But in this direct area, we have 908th Street, 828th Street, which is Laurel Park Apartments, 1001 5th Street, and 4th Street, 14740 4th Street. That's the only burglaries that have happened in this area. And I know in years past that there's been a lot of burglaries in this area, and that's one thing that we've really concentrated on. And it's actually good police work that is reducing crime for you. They actually last month caught a burglar that was up in the New Wellingtons that had burglarized 7 houses, and our canine unit, along with officers from investigations and patrol officers, caught them, and we had them for about 7 of our burglary cases, which was huge. Robberies is also obviously a concern of everybody's, and we've only had 2 in the south side since January 25th to today's date, so that's also down. If anybody has any questions, like the mayor said, we'll break off. I'll answer any police-related questions you have. Okay.
Let me, while the captain's walking back and the corporal, I want to thank them and the police department for the hard work they continue to do, and they're kind of in a no-win situation. You know, sometimes you're either happy with them or you're mad at them, but they do the job, they do it well, and I want to thank them and acknowledge that, and thank the community for being involved. I know a lot of those that are in the audience are involved with police alumni and other things. It's very important for them, as they're out there in the field, to be able to have feedback by the community and the community involved in what they're doing out there. So, Pat, thank you, and thank the men and women of our department. I'm going to start. I'm going to give some updates, and then I'll probably stop because you get tired of hearing from me. And then we'll ask Mike Lotsky to come up and kind of give you an update on what's going on here in the park. I do want to remind everybody that the City of Laurel work sessions are held on the first Wednesday of each month, starting at 7 p.m. They are broadcast on cable television, as well as the mayor and city council meetings are held on the second and the fourth Mondays of each month, starting at 7 p.m. They're also on cable television as well. We encourage you to come down and participate. There's an open forum that allows the public to be involved and express their views or any piece of legislation, or in this case, we're in the budget process. you have to come down, be involved, and let us know what's on your mind. The Laurel Main Street Festival will be held on Saturday, May the 12th. The parade starts at 9 and it runs until 4. I know many of you all have been on the street. It's a busy day. We encourage you to come down and spend some money, quite frankly. There's a lot of good organizations and businesses that are down there. Did want to tell you about the Laurel Police Department has partnered with the Prince George County State's Attorney's Office, the House of Ruth, and other advocate groups that deal with family and youth. They've also are partnering with the Maryland Network Against Domestic Violence, the Prince George Hospital Center, Hey Red Salon, and the Family Crisis Center. Their goal is to provide victims assistance and allow them the opportunity to come into the department once a month, and these organizations are there for you to come in and find out how they can help you, and if you need help or someone that may need help, those individuals and those organizations are there. And they're held once a month at the Partnership Hall. Is there a set night? I couldn't find it, Pat or Corporal, you know?
I'm not sure.
I think it's Tuesday nights, the second Tuesday. But we have the boards around town that you'll see when they're announcing when they're there at the Partnership Hall, as well as it's on our cable and on our website. Donna Carrera, I want to acknowledge Donna, who was elected elected to the Maryland Municipal League Board of Directors last year, and is again running this year for the Board of Directors. That's the statewide organization that is represents all municipalities, 157 municipalities throughout the state of Maryland. And I want to thank Donna for doing that, and we wish her the best in her re-election. The City of Laurel has been awarded funding from the Maryland Department of Natural Resources for the Community Parks and Playgrounds. We've received a $150,000 grant, and that helps us do the equipment you see here and helps us do other things in the parks. That $150,000 will go over to the Cypress Street field, that playground, and if you have questions or you're from that area, you can talk to Mike afterwards. But basically, it's going to replace all the equipment. There's going to be couple additional things put over there at the Cypress Street field. We did in the city create the first ever what we call Let's Move and Keep Moving, an exercise program designed for all ages. It was created by Carl Powell, and he is the exercise guru, as we say. There's many of us at City Hall that go see Carl. He does some of our programs at Park and Recs. But we want to get the community more involved. You'll see more as he comes up with the programs, maybe on a Saturday, everybody getting together to talk to you about exercising and working out. He's well known and he's a respected fitness expert. He has over 30 years of experience, and he is a mind-body coach. So that's helped me out pretty much, I must admit. So look for these programs to be announced, and we actually get involved if you want to come, or just go for a walk when we get all these groups together as a community. We encourage you to be involved. The city is now offering residents another way to reduce refuge in the city of Laurel and to help the environment. You're able to recycle your CDs, your DVDs at a drop box, which is in the Department of Public Works on First Street. It's a green container located directly in front of the main entrance. Excuse me, and it's open 24 hours since it's outside. Just open the lid up and drop them in. Let me also remind citizens that the city took over its recycling program a few years ago. The program seems to be doing a lot better. We're getting a lot more people involved in recycling. The more we get out of our refuge, the better it is for the city. And we can get into the recycling program and take those products to Jessup. Is that what we're taking them, Paul?
Yes, sir. Refuge actually costs us. We have to pay $60 a ton to get rid of refuge. Recycling, they pay us a small fee to get rid of refuge.
So we can get some money back. So I want to thank Paul and his staff for all the hard work they continue to do. If you have any questions on recycling, you can call the Department of Public Works, and they have people there that will answer your questions, any questions you may have, or they'll help you get the containers that you need for recycling. Where's Fred Smalls is in the back. I want to acknowledge Fred Smalls, who just went out as president of the Prince George County Municipal Association. That is the 27 municipalities that are in the Prince George's County. Fred was president of that prior to that. I want to acknowledge Fred, thank him for his leadership. I think why I say and acknowledge Fred and Donna, it shows you that your representatives are more involved in just their community. They're involved statewide and countywide. That pays dividends back to us here in the city of Laurel, because we're able to keep up on what's happening countywide as well as statewide. So both of those individuals have done an outstanding job. I want to thank them and acknowledge them. The City of Laurel elections were held in November. There were some changes. If you have some ideas, Kimberly Rao, who is the clerk, and she's also the clerk to the Board of Election Supervisors who run the elections. We had early voting this year. Did anybody do early voting? Nobody? Raise your hand if you did early voting. I did, sorry. Nobody? All right, did you vote? Okay. So we had early voting this year. There were a couple hiccups. I think the Board of Election Supervisors, as well as some members of the public, have expressed their concerns or what they feel might be a way to improve it. It's a constant effort to continue to look at how we can improve the elections this year. Or in November, as you know, we had split off into wards. You voted by ward, and you voted for mayor who is at large, as well as the at-large council member. So I think overall everything went real well, especially for me and the council. So we thank you for coming out. And if you have any issues or concerns, make sure you see Ms. Rao before she leaves, because they're constantly, the Board of Election Supervisors continues to meet. They're making recommendations to the mayor and council, so you may see some other changes to help improve as well. I'm very happy to say that the City of Laurel was the first, one of the first 5 communities that was recognized by the state of Maryland and designated as a sustainable community. What that does, that designation allows us the opportunity to work with state agencies and other funding sources that are available to those communities. That effort was pretty much done by Carl Brendel and his shop. So I want to thank Carl for them. And we hope that, you want to say anything on that, Carl, real quick? Sustainable communities? Huh?
That said it all?
Okay. Carl said I said it all.
What actually is that?
The designation, why don't you take it?
Being sustainable means that we get to be first in line for a lot of state programs, but especially those that help small businesses. In fact, we have a state representative coming Monday a week for about 6 or 7 small businesses and qualified for either relocation to complement the mayor's relocation plan to get people over law. They can get financing, fixturing, and especially it's meant for small businesses, all the way from Cherry Lane up to the Howard County line and then over to 4th Street.
So are they doing anything to try to attract like artists and art groups?
So that's all, yeah. The Arts and Entertainment District is the mayor and city council. There'll be an announcement soon about a major new project at 350 Municipal Square, the old police department, that is actually designed to accommodate artists' lofts.
We just created the Arts and Entertainment section along the route, along Main Street and side streets of B and A Street and up and through that area. And there's a group that's been working for almost 3 or 4 months that are businesses in that area as well. So, and then as Carl said, hopefully in the next 30 days we have an announcement on 350 Municipal Square. Anything else, Carl?
If you're an artist, the organization the mayor talked about is called LADEC, Laurel Arts District Exploratory Committee. We meet every month. All are welcome.
Is that like City Hall?
No, we actually, the last meeting we had lunch at Salute Restaurant, which is not open for lunch.
Okay.
Our next meeting is at the PNC, the old historic branch in the upper room that has the old picture.
If you give Carl name, address, or email, we can make sure you get that. Thank you, Carl. We did hold the dedication of the Park and Rec's maintenance facility last November. I'm not sure how many know that it's the facility that was the old Van Lines building that's on Sandy Spring Road next to the old Highs. It went out of business. Now it's a 24/7 convenience store. The facility holds all of Mike Lotsky's facilities maintenance people, as well as all the property and all of the machinery that it takes to keep all of our facilities up and running in our parks. It's worked out very well. There's going to be a couple other changes to that. We bought both 7705 and I think it's 7703 Sandy Spring Road. Took the house down. We're going to be pulling the fence up and adding a few buildings there to help for some storage of some other equipment that we have, but it's worked out very well. If you haven't had the opportunity, take a ride over there, take a look. It's a very nice building compared to what used to be there. Let me ask Mike Lotsky if he'll come up. We've done some things here in the park. I'd like him to tell you what's been going on. I know he met with the community as well, and anything else on Park and Recs that he might want to bring up to you.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I get started, there's some brochures up here that are highlighting our programs right now for the spring and summer. We've got some information here about our Arbor Day celebration, which is going to be coming up this Friday. That'll be at the Grandview Pool, the grass area around the pool there. We'll be planting a few trees. I think this is our 20th year being designated a Tree City USA, and Councilwoman Valerie Nicholas is on that committee right now, so she'll be there, I'm sure, planting a tree or two with us. But if you're not doing anything, come on out. It's 10 o'clock Friday at Greenview Drive Pool. It'll be a good chance to take a look at the pool. This pool is one we purchased from the Patuxent Greens Golf Course a few years ago. And if you enjoy a little quieter atmosphere when you're doing your swimming or whatever, you might want to check this out this summer. It's a very good pool, and we're very happy to be having it over there and enjoy it ourselves. Just a little bit about this park. For those of you that lived in this area, you know that every spring it's wet. Every fall it's wet. I'm talking mainly around the outside of the play area. And I see some friends out in the audience here that have probably talked to you 2 or 3 times over the years about what we intended to do and what we would like to do. And finally we did. We were able to accomplish that. So if you look behind the play structure right here, I'll call that the east end of the park. We started a rain garden that basically goes from that end to the north end of the park. The rain gardens also include some drainage areas that are underground, and we ran drainage pipe from just on the other side of the play structure here out to a storm drain on Green Hill in the back there. And Public Works helped us out with that. They did some work that enabled us to drain that. We had Parks and Rec staff and also a contractor that helped us with the plantings. But basically, this rain garden was dug down to a depth of 4 feet down. Basically, we hauled out some bad dirt, some clay and that type of thing, put down some stones, some drainage pipe, some filter cloth, some better soil. Some of the plants that you see there are hydrangea and others that'll absorb some of the water. And basically, we did a drainage pipe down low and one at the surface. And the surface pipe runs right through that open play area down towards the storm drain. So we're doing a couple things. We wanted to maintain that open space down there because we see a lot of kids out here kicking a ball around, throwing a frisbee, and people with pets and that type of thing. We wanted to make sure that area was in good shape, in addition to trying to soak up some of the moisture here. I'm told that we found more than one pair of sneakers in there, so I think it was from the kids trying to run back and forth to the slide that kind of got lost in the muck over the years. So we're very happy to accomplish that. We've had a very dry spring so far. We've had the one rain, so we'll take an eye at it and see how we do for the rest of the time. But I think it's going to be a great improvement. Yeah. I see another friend in the audience here. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Earth Day celebration that we're going to have this Saturday at 9 o'clock at Granville Goody Park. We're going to use it as a park cleanup, and we're going to use it as trying to get some of the trash that comes into the lake in various spots to get that out of the park. We'll have some free T-shirts there. We start at 9. Come on out, give us a hand, and get a free T-shirt for the Earth Day celebration. So, if you have any questions, I'll be over here, as the mayor says, a little bit later. Thank you.
I think the other thing that Mike has and his staff have been able to clean up with all the water that used to sit there. Hopefully there was mosquitoes and other things that would be attracted to that. So hopefully that'll clean up as well. So I want to, again, thank Mike for taking that and making sure that it, in fact, I drove by yesterday when it was raining the other day and didn't see a lot of water, so it looks like it's working well. We did start a new program at City Hall, and one of the things we were trying to do, economic development during the election was a big issue. Everybody kept saying Main Street was dead. It was everything was leaving. Just tell the mall to get them at the table and fix it. I wish it worked that easy, quite frankly. I wasn't going to bring up the mall, but I might as well give an update, because every time I do it goes the opposite direction, quite frankly. But let me just tell you, one of the things we started was a new program to recognize local businesses that have been in the city for over 20 years. And Michelle Saylor, our budget and finance director, asked us about doing that. It was a good program, and we ran with it. And so we started about 3 months ago and recognized the first batch. There'll be others as they come online. There are a couple we forgot about, so we're going to continue to bring them on and recognize them at City Hall. It's not a lot, but I think just saying thank you and recognize the people goes a long way. Local business is very important to the city of Laurel and to our economy. So we continue to work with the Main Street corridor. We just ended up doing a program with the council authorized the administration $300,000. We've done some programs that are relocation programs. There are facade programs, new signage programs. They have to fill out an application, they have to qualify, do certain things to be able to get this. Some of this is matching grants, but I do want to acknowledge and thank the council for doing that. I think that will go a long way. Roughly on Main Street right now, there's about six storefronts that are vacant. There's 2 stores that'll be coming in that are relocating off from the mall over to Main Street. The Wegmans Walgreens is moving forward. You can see the old building, and those that have been around for a while, the American Bank building, that is now down. The other 2 buildings we're waiting for our code enforcement is waiting to give a permit, but they have to have all utilities on. So they're still have some utilities on. Once that occurs, those buildings will come down, and you'll see that start moving forward. The LA Fitness is up and running. Irene's will be relocating. The Irene's restaurant that is being taken down is relocating to the old Eastern Buffet. I think 197 and 198 that's been sitting there. Absolutely, that corner needs to be cleaned up. So they're moving there. Who am I forgetting? Mango Grill is relocating to the Indian Gate at the I still call it the Blockbuster Boulevard shops. They're relocating there. Again, from everyone that I've talked to is very glad that they're sticking around. The check cashing place, for those that get their checks cashed there, where are they? Are they moving down on both? They're moving right outside the city on Oak Crest. So for those that are using that is still available. The New Town Center, as I like to call it. The New Town Center is moving forward very slow. I believe it's going to happen. There is a store that is holding this up. Before, there was 2 stores holding this project up. Now there's 1 store holding the project up. It's all about money. I have all the confidence in the world in Greenberg and Gibbons. I've seen the plans. I know some stores that are coming. I think you'll be very happy. The bottom line is these shopping centers, these malls, they think local government has bureaucracy. Try dealing with these shopping centers. It's like I said, it's all about money. They have these different clauses in there that nothing can occur on the property without them signing off on it. And what is going to happen, and I'm not going to allow it to happen, by the way, if this store continues to hold up, we're going to move on condemnation, quite frankly, which will pretty much the current, which could cause some issues, because when you go into condemnation, it could end up in court for some years at a time. But if you think about what happened at Landover Mall, that's exactly what happened. Landover Mall was never moved forward because Sears stayed there and had all these clauses on there, and they couldn't move any stores in, they couldn't take stores down, and that's what's going to occur over here. I'm very hopeful. They're very close of getting something on paper, I'm told. So I'm very hopeful in the next 2 to 3 weeks we're going to know. So that's where we're at. I know that's not what people want to hear, but I think if we can get this thing inked and put to bed, you'll start seeing a lot more things happening. May the 1st, all the stores will be gone over there, correct? May the 1st inside, except for 1. But everything else, they are moving along like things are progressing. They're working with our code enforcement about, and they have their permits, John, for demolition at the mall?
They had it for the
Deck.
deck.
Okay. So they are moving along like it's going to move forward, everything's going to work out. Because they do have some permits already to take down parts of the deck, and they have their stormwater management through the county, so it is moving forward very slowly.
So what is the sign, they have a sign for the pending application for plat reapproval? What actually is that about?
I didn't hear.
There's a sign, a sign for pending plat reapproval. There's
Say open during construction.
No, she's talking about
a little sign. So what is the plat?
any zoning change on properties. Even if you were to do something here, you have to post it, and it's a zoning sign letting people know that there's a hearing on it. That may be an old sign, though. Is this on the...
So, yeah, because
Just saw it just recently.
Where's this, at the mall?
It's just in the corner at the end of Green.
Oh, that's probably for the BG... Is that for the BG&E?
oh, yeah, there's a new BG&E substation at the corner of Green Hill Avenue.
Oh, I didn't.
So it's gonna stay, but it'll hopefully be a little bit cleaned up and a lot better.
It's
So
a major substation because they need the electric power to serve. When the zoning, when the mayor and city council are here, the revised zoning application, there will be signs on every face of that property. And anybody who lives contiguous to it will get a vote.
It's just another process that they're required to do by law, so that the general public knows there's a hearing and has the right to have input on it.
Okay, well, I didn't know what was, if it was going to be rezoned commercial, or, I mean, not commercial, but residential, or, because I know you were planning, there was originally some kind of plan.
There is a residential
having
component
some,
later on, right?
Right, okay.
But that'll all come out when the project goes before the city council.
Oh, okay.
Just a couple other things, and then we can break off into groups here. We did announce a new initiative with the Government to the People program called My Time with the Mayor. This is, again, one of the things we heard during the election is I felt pretty good that we put a lot of information out, but apparently not everybody gets that information. So we need to look at other ways to make sure that the general public's involved and they're hearing what we have to say and we're hearing what you have to say. So we created the My Time with the Mayor. I move around along with one of the city administrator or the deputy, along with a member of our police department, and Ms. Crook, my executive assistant, to different facilities around town. It's every other month. It's at different times. It's from 4:30 to 6:30, right before our council meeting, and we try to move them into the community so people can either walk or they're close to their residence. Like I said, they're from 4:30 to 6:30. You're invited. It's on a first-come, first-served basis, as I said. It's right before council meeting, so we have to leave by at least 5 or 10:07 because the council president won't even hold up the meeting for me. The future events, the future dates, Monday, June the 11th, we'll be holding one at the Laurel Police Department. There's the mayor's conference in there on the 2nd floor. There's some security things, issues that we'll deal with, but you'll stay downstairs and you can come up and be able to bring your concerns. And then on Monday, August the 13th at the Laurel Municipal Center, and one of the conference rooms there, we're going to have the other there, and then there's others as we move forward. Councilman Smalls came to the administration a couple months ago. He had some citizens approach him about the city starting a community garden. We felt it was important. Actually, I was kind of like, is anybody going to take part in it? And they will, I'm finding out. We are looking for different areas around the city to kind of create a community garden. And we're working with Councilman Smalls and those that brought this to his attention. The persons that will participate in this, there's actually a set of bylaws. There's all sorts of things that you have to follow. You'll be able to grow fruits and vegetable herbs, those types of things. And we are very hopeful within the next couple of months that we will have identified some property. It may not be everything that they want to get it started. There may be a couple areas around the city. But we, as I said, I was intrigued, and I didn't really think anybody would do it. And after it got out and started talking about it, there's quite a few people that would be involved with that. So look for more information as we move forward with that. The annual report, as I report every year, is for 2011 is online. It's on the city's website at www.laurel.md.us. I encourage you to take a look at that. It really tells you what each of the departments are doing the past year. It's on your behalf, and it's I think it's important for you to know what they're doing for you. The city will increase. Well, actually, we're at the end of the month. The month of April was cleanup month. We had 2 weeks that we were allowing people to call in, and we were waiving the fee. I think that's up now, isn't it? Okay. You can still call in, and you can still ask for a special pickup, but it won't be waived. And we encourage you to take part in that if you have stuff. It's probably one of the better things that we do. It's a $10 fee, and then if you get into different appliances, it does cost money. But there's very few municipalities, very few around that will pick up those types of products and debris for that kind of money. And you can get more information on our website, or you can talk to Paul in the back, McCullough, or you can call first thing Monday morning, and they'll be able to walk you through it as well. I see Helen out in the audience, and let me just say that she brought, as I was out on the campaign trail, they talked about cats in the area, and I said I would be back in touch. You want to stand up? Come on. No. But feral cats are an issue, and they came and they talked to me about it. I didn't know a lot about it at first, and they gave me a lot of information. They talked to me about it. I said that we would look at the program. It's a trap, neuter, and return program. And I read a lot of information on it, and as I said, listened to a lot of people. I took my time on that. The city has an animal warden. We use the Prince George County Animal Control. What happens is, when animals are picked up by our animal warden and then they're turned over to the county, pretty much they're put down after 24 hours, 48 hours. I'm not sure what it is time anymore. But I said that I would support the program, and we are going to move in that direction in the city. Will it be an easy way will it be easy for the city to move in that direction? I'm not sure yet. I think it will be. It'll probably cost us a little money. We're going to try to work with Prince George County Animal Control. I've sent off a letter to the executive asking for someone to contact my office that we can be in touch with, because our animal law is pretty much what the county has adopted, unless we get out of the program altogether, which again we just can't do right now. So there's a lot of volunteers out there that will help with this program, and we are moving in that direction. And it'll have to go to the city council, and we'll see what happens. And I'm very hopeful in the next probably 30 days we're making some appointments for committees, and one of those committees will be on how we put this program together, as well as update our animal control section of our code. So Helen, I know I've already asked to be on that, and I want to thank her for bringing that to my attention. We look forward to working with the council, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me right after the meeting. I'll explain a little bit more. Jimmy Collins, who is our City of Laurel Public Information Officer for 38 years. Jimmy retired in March 31st, and we wish him the very best. We have Corinne Kubek as our acting PIO right now. We will be making some changes on what we're looking for when we talk about a public information officer as well as a marketing officer. And hopefully in about the next couple of months we'll advertise that, and we'll make an appointment to that position. Let me just remind you, maybe not in your neighborhood, but there are some future City Hall in the Park dates. May the 23rd will be at Cypress Street Athletic Field. July the 25th will be down at the Greenview Drive swimming pool, and August the 27th or the 22nd will be at Wellington Pool. And you're invited to all of those as well. The Department of Community Planning and Business Services, as several of you know, because I've talked to you on the phone, there are some issues on code enforcement. One of the things that our code enforcement will be doing for the next several months is a sweep around the city. They have actually divided in the city into grids, and they will, and have already started in some areas, but will come out within each of the different areas of the neighborhoods and aggressively look at code issues, code problems. I'm not out to cite people, make money, but we're gonna make sure that they're aware of the violations, and then after a certain amount of time, there is possibility that you can be fined. We have several issues that we were dealing with the last couple of years over here, and we are going to be very aggressive when we talk about code enforcement. John Chenal is in the back, and John is one of our code enforcement officials, as well as fills in for our fire marshal when he's not present. So John can answer your questions if you have anything. John lives in the community here as well, so I encourage you to ask questions. I also encourage you, if you know of any violations, please let us know. You can call the code enforcement office, you can call my office, you can call the council office. You don't have to give your name, and we just ask what the problem is, what the issue is, and we will at least go and look at it and try to take care of it. As I said before, there are some issues that we're dealing with that take a lot of time, and those are the ones where there's several families living in houses. There are houses being converted into churches. There's a lot of things that code enforcement does to document this, because most of the time they end up in court. We have some that are running businesses out of homes where there's 5 and 6, 7 cars parked out in front all the time. Those are tough issues, but we got to document them, and most of the time, at least one of them in the car issue is going to end up probably in circuit court because they want to fight it. So it takes a long time, but it takes a lot of documentation for us to try to fight these things. We will work with anybody, but the issue is we can't have houses being converted to churches or multi-family homes. That's not what they were designed for. The Chief McLaughlin did announce the formation of the City of Laurel Chiefs Advisory Committee. I encourage you to see the captain in the back if you have any questions or you want to be involved. We can send you a packet of information. He's trying to reach out into the community It is very important that he have feedback from individuals within the community as well as input to him and his command staff. And hopefully in probably the next 30 days or so he'll make some appointments. He has created it so that it is each of the wards. There's Ward 1 and Ward 2. So we're going to, how you doing? We are going to make sure that in each of the wards there is an advisory committee, and I encourage you, if you're interested, please see the chief, see Captain Bray, or you can contact Crane Kubak, who can give you some information on it and the responsibilities of what will need to be done. Mike, did you talk about Lake Fest?
I did not.
Just a couple things for your information, and we'll close out. Our councilwoman Mary Lehman is having a community cleanup day. It's not in this area, but it is in Powder Mill Community Park. It's on April the 21st. April 21st. Forget that. That was last week. My old notes. How about ours? On May the 5th, Greenville Community Park, at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. will be our annual Lake Fest. It's a free event. It's open to all the families. There is games, entertainment, hay rides. There's a moon bounce, arts and crafts, a DJ, and we encourage you to come and participate in Lake Fest 2012. As you heard, the city will have Arbor Day on Friday the 27th at Greenview Drive Pool. We'll be planting 3 trees. You're more than welcome to attend. It's open to the general public. Let me also tell you that there are plenty of places for you to volunteer in the city of Laurel. If you'd like to participate, we want you to volunteer. And you can go to our website or contact Crane Kubak, who will also provide you that information. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and we have updates on our webpage, so check us out. We'll be appointing several new committees in the next several weeks. As I said, one of them will be the code update and the trap and neuter and return, on how to institute and put that into place in the city. We are required by our charter, once census data comes in, to look at that data and to balance out our wards, our 2 wards that we do. We'll probably appoint a 3 committee member of the general public to look at that, to make recommendations to the council, mayor, and council if any need to be done to balance out these boundaries. Also, the charter review. Our charter hadn't been looked at in several years, so we're going to probably appoint a small group to look at the charter and make any recommendations. And last, as I talked to you earlier about making sure that our word is getting out and the information that we want out to the general public, we're going to create a task force on public communications to make sure. You know, my mother and father they have no clue what Twitter or Facebook is. They're 80 years old. They don't even really know how to use his cell phone unless we turn it on for them. So we need to make sure that we're getting information out to all different ages and all different groups in the city of Laurel. My nieces and nephews, you know, they're 5 and 6 years old. My nephew can turn on a computer and do it all. So we're right in that area, but we want to make sure that the information is getting out, which is why I also think this face-to-face in the community is important. Let me just say the last thing. Our budget was presented to the council on Monday. We again have given the council the budget ahead of time. I'm required to give them a balanced budget, my proposed balanced budget, by the 1st of May of every year. Not a lot of money. It's still a tight budget for us. The programs, we were able to maintain most of our programs. The voucher program in our Park and Recs, we maintained. The program for our summer jobs program, we were able to add 12 students this year, and I didn't want to lose that. It's a great program. The kids learn a lot. They're all community-based kids here in the communities, and they learn about government, but they also learn about how to dress right when they go to work. They're required to be on work on time. They do all of those different things. They get a paycheck, and they've really enjoyed it, and it's turned out well. And they do work on behalf of the citizens of Laurel, quite frankly. So we were able to maintain that. We did this without a tax increase. We did this without laying anybody off. We are doing some shuffling, some reorganization in a couple of positions within city government. We were not able to hire any new police officers this year. I'm very hopeful next year we'll be able to do that, and, which is important to keep up with, as you heard the captain talk about, make sure that we keep crime down and our officers are out on the street. The highlight of the budget, what else am I forgetting? Anything? Michelle, you want to say anything? Just send your money? No. Our tax differential is still the highest in Prince George's County. Well, is it highest in Prince George or state? Our tax differential is the programs that we provide offset in your county bill. So if we're providing that service, you get an offset in your county tax bill. It was it was 19 cents. We're hoping it stays at that. It used to be 21 until they changed some of the definitions of a couple things. But it's roughly about 19 cents that you get back living in the city. Our recycling program, as I said, the more that you recycle, which is why we're really pushing this, it takes more out of the trash. It costs us a lot more to take that trash to Bowie, Jessup, and wherever we're taking it now. But it's important, as I said, to continue to recycle. And I think that's it on the budget. Unless you want to say anything, you can see Michelle. She'll give you the highlights. Our budget is online. My budget message is online as well, or will be within the next day. And with that said, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Don't forget to see the police about them speeders. And let me just tell you a story about the speeders. Most of them live within the community.
No, sad.
It's called the 85 percentile. And most of them, 85% of them live in the community. So the best way to get speeders to slow down is to remind your neighbors, is what I always say. So with that said, Park and Recs is over here. Mike, raise your hand if you got a question on Park and Recs. Public Works, Paul's in the back. Code Enforcement, John Chenault. Anything on your budget or taxes? Michelle Saylor. Fred and Donna in the back, and Valerie. Police Department, Captain Bray is in the back. City Administrator, right there. Anything on elections or council, Kim Rao. And Carl Brendel on zoning. And anything on IT you might have that you got a gripe about that's not working or hadn't been updated, he's standing over there just waiting for you to come. And I'll be here as well. So thank you all very much for coming out tonight.